Hello, it's Andrine. I'm a Jewish American priestess. And we're moving into the new moon of the month of Av in Hebrew, in the Hebrew calendar. And Av is a month of mourning. So to start out, we're going to light a yahrzeit candle. And that's a candle that we light annually for grief of those who have departed. So we'll light this candle up. It's a little too warm to be lighting a lot of candles, but we'll light this one. And think about what we're grieving today. Because of the month of Av, we celebrate a holiday called Tisha B'Av as well, but Tisha B'Av is about, it's called the 9th of Av, and what it is the day that we mourn the destruction of temples. Now, temples have been around for a long time, and the temples in Jerusalem have been destroyed a long time ago. It's a little hard for me to get behind destruction of those temples, but there are temples in our life that might be crumbling right now, and only you can know what they are for you. So we're going to do a reading today about how to tend our grief for whatever it is that is crumbling for you right now. We're going to do that by picking a card from the Sovereign Oracle, and then we'll do some Hebrunes and some Nordic runes as well. So let's start by shuffling our deck from the Sovereign Oracle. I'm going to set these off to the side. And we'll pick out 3 cards. And we will lay them out, and you get to choose one. And we will put the timestamps below so that you can find your way into your separate readings. Or you can listen to more than one reading if you have more than one thing that you're grieving, which is not unusual at this time of year. Even though it's summer and it's supposed to be fun, happy times, it isn't always, because it's a lot of things that are burning up under the sun. So let's choose 3 cards. There's number 1. Here's number 2. And I see number 3. All right. Let's take a look at each of the cards, and we'll just read the major word on it. We'll get into the smaller words when we get into the reading. This one says thrive. This one says process. And this one is catharsis. So take a minute to determine which of these 3 methods for dealing with grief, or which many of these methods, is going to serve you in this month of Av coming up. And we'll put the timestamps down below, as I said, and you can click on the time and it will bring you into the reading that you've chosen. Thrive is number 1, process is number 2, catharsis is number 3. I'll see you in your separate readings. Welcome, card number 1. Those of you who chose the card Thrive. So let's take a look at what it says here on the card, first of all. It says, imagine an easeful, prosperous outcome. Create a pathway to resources that support your vision. Release any tendency to assume a struggle is necessary. Thrive. Well, that sounds optimistic and wonderful if you can do that. Thriving in the face of grief is an important step. It often comes later in the process, for me anyway. But let's bring out some Hebrunes and some Nordic runes to see what other messages we're going to get about how to thrive under the circumstances of whatever you're grieving right now. I'm going to pull out some Hebrunes. I think I'm going to do a small handful and just see what comes up. Okay. All right. Usually I sometimes pull out the upside down facing ones, but I'm going to leave them in today, and they're going to be hidden messages for us. And frequently I see it as a sort of a pathway through the center, and then what's above is helpful and what's below is a fear or a challenge. And the letter that's closest to the center here is the letter Vav. And Vav is the letter that literally means and in Hebrew. It's about connection. It's the number 6 in Gematria. So it corresponds to the day of Friday, which is the day that we prepare for Shabbat. Vav is a taproot. It's a seed that has burrowed deep into the ground. Or a person who's standing very tall, but has their head bowed a little bit. So that seems right for this moment of grief, where you are grieving with your head bowed, but you're standing tall. You're choosing to thrive in the midst of the grief. And connecting is one of the ways that we can thrive. As it says in the card, create a pathway to resources that support your vision or your healing, in this case. So connecting with others, maybe who are also grieving, or finding someone to offer you support in this time is going to be one of the central issues for you. Vav, being the number 6, is also the letter that corresponds to the 6th day of creation, which is the day in which the divine created animals. So it might be a pet that's going to be helpful and supportive for you. But humans are also animals, so humans were also created on the 6th day. And famously, a partner was created. The human was separated into 2 so that there would be companionship. So it sounds like finding others and companionship is going to be very useful in this thriving for you. I'm going to look at all the face-up letters first, and then we'll look at the face-down letters. The lowest letter in the reading is Gimel. And Gimel is the letter that represents a camel or a foot. So it's about forward motion. And because it's below the central part of our reading, I'm going to read this as it's not time to go. It's not time to do anything right now. This is a time for rest. And again, Vav is the letter that represents preparation for Shabbat, for rest. So although we might be tempted to move forward or do something, it might be too soon. So moving forward is not going to support you right now. It's not, it may not feel that things are just, and I say that because Gimel is related to the planet Jupiter. It is the letter that rules over the planet Jupiter in the sky, and Jupiter is tzedek, meaning justice in Hebrew. So you may be having a concern or fear about things not turning out justly, but don't move forward just yet. Don't step forward yet. Take time. Take all the time you need to connect with yourself, with the divine, with other people, maybe with animals, pets. Find a support system for you in this moment of grief on your way to thriving. And over here on the right we have Pei, also below the central aspect, and Pei is the mouth. It's speaking, and it's said to be the name, the mouth of the divine speaking creation into existence. So it has that sense of God's mouth, God's voice. But it's also our voices and the way that we bless instead of curse. And because it's below the line, I'm going to say we're a little afraid of speaking right now. We're afraid of saying the wrong thing. And that's understandable. Pei is the letter that is the binary transformation of beauty and ugliness. So find a way to speak beautiful words. Find a way to say what you want to show up rather than cursing what you don't want to show up. Find a way to enter into that spiral of time. Pei is the first letter of the word meaning time. So understand that things go around and around, but they don't always come back to the exact same point. They look familiar because we've been in this area before, but they are not the same. Things don't necessarily repeat themselves, but they do rhyme. So if you see something that looks familiar and you're grieving a pattern, perhaps, don't curse it, but instead try to speak words of blessing about what you would love to see in its place. And, maybe don't speak right now. Don't move forward and don't speak. Those are some of the messages that are coming, from this reading for me. And then we have 2 more letters that are face down. The one that's kind of right in the center here is the letter Beit. And it's face down, so it's kind of hidden. Beit is the letter that means house or home or body. So really find your place in your home. Find home wherever you are. Really take care of your body. That's going to be one of the hidden keys to thriving right now. It might feel like, your body can wait, but I think it's really an important key that maybe hasn't occurred to you, that it is important to take care of our bodies right now and thrive physically as well as emotionally. And maybe we'll find that thriving in staying in our home, being in our homes, being in our bodies, being in the natural world. The Beit often, for me, refers to the earth itself. It's really reach down into connection with the earth and rely upon the power and the foundation and support that you get from just being on this planet that's been here for longer than any of us and will continue to be around much longer than we will. So our hidden support is the Beit here. And above, right in the center, right at the top, the highest, most important thing that we're not seeing yet is the Yud. And Yud is the seed. It's the first letter of the divine name, the Yud He Vav He, and it's the Yud He Vav He, which is this unpronounceable name. There's a contraction of the past, present, and future of the verb to be. Become. Become. So becoming is one of the ways that we thrive. It is the process and the final outcome of thriving, becoming. And the way we do that is by planting a seed, starting something new. And with the new moon, we often are doing seed planting. So think of one thing, something that's manageable for you right now in this grief, that you can do to plant. Maybe it's a connection, maybe reaching out to somebody you haven't spoken to in a while and connecting with somebody. Maybe it's literally going out into the garden and planting a seed. Maybe it's relying on the Divine One. Maybe it's using your hands to create some small piece of art that will help you use your time effectively to channel those emotions that are coming up right now. Whatever it is, you'll know. Plant a seed right now and know that's one of your most highest hidden supports. Okay, I'm going to take some Nordic runes as well. And just like throw them, yeah, let's do a small handful of those as well. And we'll throw them down and see where they land. Oh boy, okay. Everything is on or below the line. It knocked connection up higher, so that's interesting. And I'm going to read these all upright rather than reversals, I think. In the center, right in the middle, we've got Kanaz, and it's said to be the torch. It starts at a small point and it grows. So a spark, again, planting that seed with the Yud, can also be seen as a spark of potential. So feel that expanding. Feel your vision expanding, that torch starting at a spark and turning into a giant blaze. That's going to be really important. Making sure that you are opening your vision to everything that's available to you. Over here on the left we have Ingwaz, which is the Ing's rune. And Ing is the fertility god, which is interesting because the summer is the time that people look at the fertility gods. Ing is about creation. It's about using what you have to make what you can. And so it's also a seed. And it's a seed that in the summer, maybe planting a seed is not a great idea. It's too hot. You'd have to tend it and water it every few hours in order to get it to bloom. So maybe we're afraid our seeds aren't going to turn into anything. And that's a concern and a fear. A little lower down we have Hagalaz. Hagalaz is the hailstorm, chaos and destruction and nature, and a storm that's blowing through. It's very destructive and it's very wild, but it also is temporary. So Hagalas can represent destruction of a hailstorm that's coming through. Maybe you planted a seed or two and a hail has come through and it's trying to destroy everything. But Hagalas can also be about your own nature and discovering your wild self. So if you're afraid of the hailstorm coming through, make sure that you're seeing everything you need to see and connecting as necessary. Down here at the very bottom we have Manas, and Manas is the rune that is about our place in humanity, facing each other with joy. And it's way down at the bottom, so it says to me, we're not sure how we fit in anymore in this grief. We're not sure how to face others with joy in this time of grief. But connection is important, so if that fear or concern shows up, move back up to that seeing and connecting. Over here on the right we have Isa. Isa is the rune of ice, and it's standstill. And it's down below, and it's, you know, Gimel is about moving forward. Isa is about standing still. I think we're feeling stuck right now. Like, how do we move forward? Maybe don't stop entirely. Maybe don't turn into ice. Don't become cold. But stand still and don't do too much. If we're afraid that we're going to freeze up, don't worry. There are easeful, prosperous outcomes, and we don't need to assume a struggle is necessary. And we have one rune over here that's face down, and let's see what that one is. It's the yew tree, and it is about slow growth, slow development, taking things step by step, moving between worlds and integration. So since it's face down, right, kind of a little lower than the path line, I'm going to say that what we're not seeing is this going to take a while. This is going to take some time. And we're a little afraid of that. We're afraid of how long it's going to take. So be aware that it will take time, and that we have the ability to integrate eventually, and that our slow growth and our slow development is going to, it's going to happen, but it's going to be slow. So just be aware of that as you are processing this grief. So again, when I threw down the Nordic runes, it kicked the Vav up higher, even higher than the Yud. So work on thriving, taking care of your body, Connecting is really important. But also be open and see what's being illuminated right now. You have this seed, we have this seed, and then you have this torch, which is like a spark, and it's opening up to full illumination. If we're not sure how to face each other with joy right now, don't worry about it. Don't say anything. Don't move forward. Also, don't freeze. There's a lot of don'ts. But take care of our bodies and know that it's going to take time. Things will take time. But we'll find our way into a easeful, prosperous outcome if we can release our tendencies to assume struggle is necessary. Continue to create your support. So I hope this has been helpful in getting you through this new moon of Av, which is bringing us into a time of grief and grieving. And I look forward to seeing you here next time. Hello, card number 2, those of you who chose process. Let's read our card here. It says process. Be curious about how you do it. Find a flow that works for you. Give the work time and space to unfold. Rushing will only delay things further in the end. Process. So yeah, grieving is a process, and it does take time. I like the encouragement to be curious about how we do it and to give time and space to unfold. Yeah, I think that if we try to rush grief, it often comes back and hijacks us later. Well, let's get some Hebrunes down to get some more clarity on this. The way I'm going to do this is stir them up, and then I'm going to take a small handful and cast them down and see where they land. Okay. Oftentimes when I do a cast spread like this, I remove the letters that are face down, but in this case, I'm going to leave them here and read them as something that we're not seeing. I'm going to push this up just a little bit so we can see everything. So the way I read a cast like this is central is where we are now, above is what's going to help us, and below is what our fears or challenges are. And we have most things below, but the letter that's closest to the center is upside down, so I'm not going to touch that. I'm going to look at the upright ones first. Way up at the top we have the letter Tav, and Tav is the final letter of the alphabet. It's a stamp or a seal or the signature on creation. It's the signature of the divine after everything's come to a finish. The letters have all been written. And so it's about endings. And it's about transformation as well. It's the letter that rules over the moon in the sky. And we're coming into this new moon. Tav I think of as the dark of the moon. It can sometimes be seen as the full moon as well, because it's about all the cycles of the moon. But since it's an ending, it's like the end of the month of Tammuz and the beginning of the month of Av. So it's saying to us that everything changes and everything ends. And then it begins again. That's what the moon does. It cycles, it ends, and it begins. So although things are coming to an end, although there may have been an ending of something that's causing you grief, there is a new beginning coming in as well. And Tav is the letter that we affiliate with judgment a lot of time, because when something comes to an end, we have to assess whether it's been valuable, how it's worked for us or not. So, and sometimes some folks say that Tav looks like a dalet and a nun, which spells din, meaning judgment. So take that for what you will. And Tav is at the top. So what it's saying to me is that transformation happens, cycles happen, changes happen. Nothing is set in stone. But there will be truth revealed. Tav is the final letter of the word emet, meaning truth, which consists of the first, central, and last letter of the alphabet. Aleph, Mem, and Tav, emet. So truth will be revealed as this ending comes in. There will be a completion and a new beginning, a reincarnation of some kind, and we'll be able to assess whether things went well or not and what we're going to do now. Tav is affiliated with the day of Friday in the Sefer Yetzirah, the book of creation. Friday is the day that we prepare for Shabbat. So we're getting ready to rest. That's an important part. And the moon, just think of the moon and how we're just coming to the end, and we're going into the darkness, and we're coming back into the light slowly and surely with patience. So, and the other letter that's upright in our reading is the dalet, and it's down here. Dalet is a doorway. So it can also be about death. It can be about birth, but it can also be about death. Dalet is the letter that means door, gateway, portal. And it also is affiliated with humility, because the word dal means poor. And so humbleness is inferred here. It's the binary transformation of wisdom and foolishness. So we're afraid about this transformation. We're afraid about this portal we're walking through, this threshold we're crossing. We're afraid we're going to be foolish and make the same mistakes over again. And you don't need to be worried about that, because we'll have another chance. We'll always have another chance. But the dalet is here saying something is dying or something is being born. And to the fetus in the womb, birth and death are the same thing. They're dying to one thing, but they're being born to a new thing. And we don't know what our death will be like from this planet or anyone else's death. You can postulate that it could be the same. We're dying to this world, but we're being born into something else. So doorways are something that's offering us concern or fear right now. And then we've got 4 letters that are face down. I'm going to start with the one on the right. Let's see what's hidden from us. We have Tzadi. Tzadi is the letter that begins the word tzedek, meaning justice. And we're concerned that justice is being hidden, that we're not seeing the justice in the situation. Things feel really unjust. Things are not or they're not feeling like we're getting a good deal out of it. Tzadi is the letter that is the number 90 in Gematria. 90 is 10 times 9. 9 is the letter Tet, meaning beginning of the word Tov, meaning good. And so this is the ultimate manifestation of goodness, which comes out to justice. But it's face down. It's on the lower part of the reading. So we're really afraid things aren't turning out well. We're really afraid things are unjust and that are not going to be working out. And that's kind of a hidden fear. That's something we haven't really faced yet. Over here on the left, we have Ayin, and it's the letter that means an eye, seeing. We're not seeing things, clearly. This is face down. We're not seeing how things are going to work out. We're not seeing maybe everything we need to see in the situation in order to come to the conclusion that things are going to be all right. And we're not feeling like we're being watched over by divinity. This is the number 70 in Gematria, so it has this sense of a large ending. 7 is the days of creation. 10 times 7 is the ultimate manifestation of the ending of creation. So something big has come to an end, and we're not seeing how it's going to work out for us. And that's a concern. That's sad. But we're not even seeing it because it's face down as well. There's just a lot of hidden stuff going on here. Just below the Dalet, we have a letter that's leaning up against another letter. So let's see what the letter that's leaning is. And we have Beit. Beit is the letter that means home. Maybe we're not feeling comfortable in our homes or our bodies or on the planet even. It's a hidden fear that we have that something in our homes are not going well, something maybe in our family or in our own body. Maybe we're feeling a little ill and we don't really know what that means, or we're trying to deny that that our bodies are, reacting to the grief. That in fact, whatever symptoms we're feeling might be related to the grief that we're feeling. And we're in denial about that. Again, this is face down, way down at the bottom, and it's leaning up against another letter, and I want to see what letter that is. And it's the letter Yud. Yud is the seed. And we're trying to plant a seed right now at the new moon. We often do plant seeds of intention or the way we want to move forward. So that's way down at the bottom, the seed that's hidden. We don't even know what it is yet. The Yud is also the first letter of the Yud He Vav He, the 4-letter divine name that means the one who is becoming. So this being face down at the very bottom is saying we don't know how to be, we don't know how to become, we don't know how to trust in the divine, that we don't know how to plant a seed right now at this new moon because we've got grief coming up. This spark is hidden, this manifestation of the divine is hidden right now. And that's holding up the letter for home. So it's it's tied to our homes, this fear of becoming, this unknown. So the process, we should be curious about how we're going to do this and find a flow that works for us. But there's a lot that we aren't seeing right now. I'm going to pull out some Nordic runes and toss those down as well. A little tiny handful after I stir. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we've got, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 that are face down, and we've got 2 that are face up, same as the other one. Interesting. And interestingly, they're the same letters. What? Okay, Iwaz is the one that I affiliate with the letter Tav. It's about, it's the yew tree. And it's about slow growth, slow development, just taking things step by step, integration, and moving between worlds. It's the world tree. And so it's about waiting and being patient and letting things grow, even though it's difficult to see how the ending is going to turn into a beginning. So interesting, this is way below the line, and that's way above the line. They're kind of balancing each other out. Yeah, I affiliate Iwaz with Tav in my reading of them because it's about endurance. It's about balancing, about death and enlightenment, and this transition between worlds. And we have Thurisaz above. Thurisaz is the same letter as Dalit. It's the doorway, it's the gateway, it's the giant, and it's like the thorn hedge. And in this case, it turned up upside down, so it's a really, really difficult challenge. It's a threshold that we don't really want to cross. And it's above the line, so it's so interesting that we have Dalit, Thurisaz and Tav, Dalit and Iwaz, balancing, kind of contradicting each other. And balancing each other. Yes, an ending is happening and we're afraid of it, but we need to understand that it's going to bring in new growth. Yes, we're afraid of walking through the doorway, but we can also walk through the doorway knowing it's our own challenge to take on. That their process is to understand that that doorway is ours. And even though it looks like an impossible challenge, we know that we can walk through it because it's our challenge to do. Oof, that's so interesting. I wonder what the other letters are. Let's start at the very top. At the very top we have Degaz. Degaz is the breaking of the day. Total enlightenment, total illumination of everything. We can see our way forward. This is a really positive rune. And it's face down, so it's saying enlightenment is here even if you're not seeing it. You can trust that it's in there. The enlightenment is above everything else. It's above the ending and the beginning and the doorways and the death and the judgment. It's there. The Degaz is here saying light is right underneath all of this. Let's go to the left. Over here we have Isa. Isa is the rune of ice. Stand still. And it's often the stillness through which clarity comes. But it's face down, it's below the line. And so Isa is saying, don't freeze. Don't freeze up. You can walk through this doorway. It's really challenging right now. Don't stop. Don't come to a complete halt. It's not going to serve you. Step through the doorway. Light will shine when you do. And over here we have two more. Let's go with this one first. We have Gebo. And Gebo is about exchange. It's about connection with others. It's a gift. And a gift was always an exchange in this culture. So giving and receiving. It also can be seen as making plans and setting things in motion, making contracts. So we're afraid. We're afraid to connect with others right now. We're afraid to make a plan, understandably, because things are really challenging right now. But we should be curious about this. We should be curious about what plans we might make and find something that works for us. And don't rush. As I said, Isa is saying, don't freeze, but don't rush. And we can know that that we can make a plan, even if it's scary right now and it's hidden. Maybe we need to make that plan, but we're finding an inner fear about that. And then the last letter in this reading, is Nauthiz. And Nauthiz is the rune of need. And it says, take care of your needs right now. Take care of your body. Take care of your home. Take care of the things that need to get done. And again, face down below the line, I'm going to say that Nauthiz is telling you that you have some hidden needs that you're not even aware of. And it's time to get curious about what those needs are and how to take care of them better. And to take the time. Iwaz is about patience. It's about slow growth, slow development. Again, taking things step by step. Integration. Rushing things will only delay matters in the end. So don't rush through the doorway, but pass through it. Take your time. Don't freeze, but also, don't stop. Don't rush forward. There's a balance here. Know that even if you're concerned about not knowing how to become with the yud down here, if you're afraid that your body is maybe betraying you or your home is betraying you, that it's okay. That the challenge seems impossible, but the process will get you through. Think about what plans you might need to make. Think about one step through that doorway. And think about the process of trying to see your way forward. Think about you try not to think about the injustice of the situation. It's too challenging. But know that the daylight will come. The daylight's already there, even if you can't see it. The dawn has broken. The moon is dark, but in the morning, the day will break, and you'll be able to see more effectively. Find that flow that works for you. Do the process that you need to do, and don't rush. And you'll get through this time, this month of Av, with the grieving that you need to do, whatever that looks like for you. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope that you find the peace that you need in this difficult time. Thank you for watching. Hello, card number 3, those of you who chose the Catharsis card. Let's read what it says. Feel your feelings before you try to move forward. The solution may be emotional rather than logical. A messy situation may be an important healing in disguise. Catharsis. It might be a really effective way to deal with grief, feeling the feelings, having the emotions, and understanding that healing will come. Let's read some Hebrunes and some Nordic runes as well. The way I'm doing these readings is I'm shuffling them up and throwing down a small handful, scatter cast. See what shows up. Okay, wow, we only have one letter face up in this reading. And oftentimes when I have face down letters, I will remove them, but in this case, I'm going to leave them. I'm going to count those as hidden messages that we're not seeing at all yet. So the first thing we're going to read is the letter that's face up, and that's the letter Pe. And Pe is the letter that represents the mouth of the divine, speaking creation into existence. And it's all about saying, using your words to create, using your voice to tell people what it is you need. So Pe is the spiral of time as well. So Pa'am is the Hebrew word for time, and this does look like a spiral. So I think about spiral linear time, that we come around in cycles a lot of times to what looks like the exact same place, but it's not exact. It's similar, but it's not the same. So be aware that although things might look dim or grim or difficult right now, know that we're not in the exact same place. Things have changed, and we can use our mouths to communicate and to create. Pe is the number 80 in Gematria, and 8 is the infinity loop, and this is 8 times 10, so it's this ultimate manifestation of the infinite. So the divine is here, supporting you through this time. We're creating reality with our words by saying beautiful things, saying blessings rather than curses, and trying to speak accurately, being mindful of our words. We might be afraid. We might be afraid that what we say, or if we say anything, it's not going to work out well. But you can speak. You can speak. You may not be able to speak to another person that you need to speak to, but you can still say it out loud. You can write things down. You can rail at God any day or any night. God is always there. The divine is always there, ready to listen to your complaints. And they don't turn away when you do. So it's a safe place for you to yell. Maybe go out into the woods or the ocean or something and yell at God all the grief that you have. Cry your tears and feel your feelings. And that's the major message. That's the one that we know about, is the Pe. And then let's go, we'll start from the bottom, we'll move our way up. What's the most difficult thing that we're not seeing at all right now? And that is the letter Beit. Beit is home. Something in the home isn't working out. Something is challenging right now in the home. And the home could mean your house, it could mean your workplace, it could mean your body, it could mean the planet itself. It could be your country, whatever it is. There's a big challenge underneath all of this that is causing a lot of the grief, that maybe you're not even seeing how it's connected, that your body grief or your earth grief or your home grief is underneath all of this, and you're not even seeing it right now, about how harmful, how painful it is. So become aware, pay attention to your home, pay attention to your body, and listen into feel your feelings, but like literally feel them in your body. A lot of times people don't understand that feelings literally mean sensations. So when you're having an emotion, where does it show up in your body? Feel that, and that will help support your catharsis so that you can move forward in your grief. That's the first thing. The second thing in this line of upside down letters is Shin. Shin is the mother letter of fire, and it represents the summer in the year. It looks a little bit like fire. It's the letter that begins the word shalom, meaning peace or wholeness. It's the first letter of the word Shekhinah, which means the indwelling presence of the feminine divine. It's the first letter of the word Shuva, which means to return or to turn. And it's the first letter of the word Shini, which means change. So there's some issue with the fire, the heat, the anger. This is the head in the body as well. So hot, passionate anger, maybe the heat of the summer is aggravating you, not feeling supported by the divine, not feeling whole anymore, being afraid of change. These are all up in this letter. So underneath a lot of this is the fear of change and the brokenness that you're experiencing. And the anger, maybe you're afraid to express the anger that comes with the grief. It's okay to feel that. Your feelings are valid. So again, find a place to scream at the Shekhinah if that feels good to you. Go out into the woods. It's a very ancient practice, going out into nature and yelling at God, done by rabbis throughout millennia in the Talmud. So do that if that feels good. Yell at the one who can take it. The next letter in this line here is the letter Ayin. It's the eye in the body. It's being able to see your way forward and being watched over by the divine. So maybe you're afraid that you're not being watched over by the divine. You don't even know that you're mad about that. You don't even know that you can't see your way forward yet. You're blind to the reality of the situation. Maybe you're so aggrieved that you're maybe in denial about what's happening. And that's, again, something you'll need to become aware of eventually, to be able to see your way forward, to be able to come to the conclusion of whatever your catharsis is and whatever your grief is. The ayin is hidden here. The next letter in this line is mem, mother letter of water. Nourishment, the great womb of the mother. So maybe you're not feeling nourished, maybe you're not feeling hydrated. Drink a lot of water. Also, if you're crying, drink a lot of water. And take some time to get into some water. Maybe take a bath, a ritual bath. Maybe go to the mikveh. Maybe get to the ocean if you need to the Great Mother. Find some amniotic fluid to bathe yourself in. At the very least, Epsom salt bath would be great. It's important to nurture yourself right now, to become your own mother for your inner child, and to gestate. And this is being upside down below the line. It's a long gestation. It's the number 40 in Gematria, so 40 weeks of gestation, 40 years in the wilderness, 40 days of rain. So it's a long process, and that's a concern, that's a fear, that there's a hidden fear about how long this is going to take. And you need to take your time and feel your feelings. You won't be able to move forward until you do. And mem is about feelings, is about the emotions. So feel those. This is about water. It's about tears. So become aware of that need for the water. The next letter in this line is He. He is the letter that begins the word Hineni, meaning presence, or here I am. When the divine calls your name, it's ideal to say, here I am, available and ready for service. And right now you might not be. You might not feel it. You might not feel like showing up. You may not feel like being present at all. And that's valid. This is a hidden thing. You can't say Hineni. Your voice is stifled by saying the word I am here. Because you don't feel here. You feel mad. You feel sad. And that's okay. It's okay. Just know that eventually you'll be able to say Hineni, here I am. And accept how things are. But first you have to move through these feelings. Everything else is hidden. You have to speak. And up above, this is the one letter that's so far showing us a positive aspect. And what is it? It's the Gimel. Move forward. Move. Get out in your body and feel movement. Maybe take a walk. Take a lot of walks. Maybe go for a run. Maybe dance. This is a foot or a camel. Maybe take a little trip. Maybe just a short day 2 trip somewhere. Drive to the beach. Something. Up to the mountain. Take a little bit of motion into yourself. It might be hidden right now that you don't know that that's what you need, but it will help move your feelings through your body. It's important to feel things in your body, and movement is a very, very effective tool for that. Shaking, spinning, dancing, maybe going to kickboxing, whatever it is that you feel will help move emotion through your body. Do that. It'll become apparent once you do that it'll help things move. Okay, that was a lot. I'm also going to take out some Nordic runes and toss those down. It's a really interesting line here we have. So let's take a little handful of Nordic runes and see how they show up. Okay. And they're almost all face up. Interesting. Okay, so I'm going to start at the top. We have Uruz. Uruz is the wild ox, the aurochs, and it is about strength. And wild strength, like really powerful, also stubbornness, setting yourself on a path and sticking to it, facing into the storm. So you have strength here, right at the top, to get through this catharsis time, through this grief time. Over here to the right we have Degaz. It's about total illumination. It's the dawn, the breaking of the day. So things will become illuminated eventually, soon, maybe as soon as you get through your catharsis time. Be aware that the daylight is going to come after the night, after the dim darkness of the moon. Daylight will dawn every morning so far. That's important. We have Rydho here. Rydho is about riding, moving forward. It's the letter that I affiliate with Gimel up here, so move again. It's saying move forward. Take time to ride forward, take a little trip, continue on your path. Don't stop. That's not going to help you. Do what you need to do to move your body, to move these emotions through your body. We have Nauthiz down here, and Nauthiz is about taking care of your needs, attending to your needs, making sure that you're drinking enough water, making sure that you're getting the exercise, eating the food, doing whatever it is you need to do. That's going to be really important for you to do your catharsis, is tending to your needs. And maybe you're afraid that you can't do that, but you can, because you have the strength. You have the strength up here, and the dawn is coming. Down here at the bottom we have Ingwaz, which is Ing's rune. It's the fertility god. So it's a seed, and you might be afraid to plant a seed right now. Things have been very, very painful. And so it's time to plant that seed and move forward. Get something started. We don't know what yet, but just take your first step. Take your first step with Gimel, with Rydho. Take your first step and plant something. At the new moon we often plant some kind of seed. So it's a time to do that. Even if it's a minor thing, something very small, make what you can with the tools that you have available, and plant a small seed to get yourself going. Don't be afraid. You have the strength, you have the power. Laguz. Laguz is the letter that means a lake, and it's emotion. It's emotion, intuition, and heart. So it's the same, basically the same letter as mem. So it's saying, feel your feelings, get your emotions, get your flow going, cry your tears. And you know, it's interesting, it's right here, isn't it, next to, it's very close to the mem that we have down on this. So yeah, feel feelings, get wet from inside your body, get wet on the outside of your body, go to the lake, feel all things well. They may not feel good, but they'll feel well, and you can get through them if you have that catharsis. And we have this upside down Nordic rune, and it is the blank. So it's the blank rune, which means infinite possibility. The infinite possibility is not upside down after all. It's the infinite possibility rune, saying that everything is possible once we get through this. You can speak what you need to say. You've got a lot of hidden things going on, but move your body. Make sure that you eventually show up, even if you're afraid to right now. Cry your tears and get into the water, drink the water. If you're afraid you're not being watched over or that you can't see your way forward, that's okay. It's gonna become illuminated here. That we have the fire, that we're afraid of our anger, we're afraid of change. We need to feel those feelings to get past them. And take care of our bodies, take care of our needs. This is the Nauthies right here by the bait, saying take care of your body, step forward, and everything will be illuminated. You have the strength. Speak blessing. Infinite possibility is here if you have your catharsis. Feel your feelings before you try to move forward. The solution may be emotional rather than logical. And a messy situation may be an important healing in disguise. I think it's a good reading. I hope it made sense to you, and I hope it was helpful on a way to process through your grieving for the month of Av as we move into this difficult time. I hope that you find peace and wholeness, and that you can create with your words. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a beautiful month of Av, no matter how challenging it may be. And I'll see you here next time.